What does Michael Fabricant think, Conservative MP for Lichfield in Staffordshire? Hello, Michael.
Good morning, Andrew. What a rant.
Well, go on, why not? I'm allowed to have an opinion. And what's yours?
My opinion is that Sir Stephen House, who, of course, is the acting Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, actually said that there is no evidence whatsoever that the Prime Minister was a serial breaker of COVID rules. There you are. You're saying, oh, he was breaking all the rules all the time.
One element.
Apparently, that just wasn't the case.
One element. He got fined.
He got fined, and let's see what happens with our friend Keir Starmer, who left it to the very last minute.
It doesn't matter. We're not talking about Keir Starmer at the moment.
Well, I'm talking about Keir Starmer.
No, but you're not on to talk about Keir Starmer. Talk about your boss. Michael.
Hello?
Talk about your boss.
You were talking over me.
Talk about your boss, Michael, not Keir Starmer.
We're talking about my boss. Ask a question.
Well, why are you talking? Here's my question. Why are you talking about Keir Starmer
Because you're talking about the fact that he got fined once, and you said he was a serial objector, a serial person who was breaking the rules on Partygate. And that wasn't true, Andrew.
I said he got fined.
Andrew, you going to ask a question?
Are we having a conversation?
No, I thought you were interviewing me.
Well, you're on here you clearly believe that he should still be the leader of the Conservative Party and taking you into the next election. Is that right?
Yes, I do. Firstly, as I said, I think that he's got imagination. I think that, all the stuff that I was in France last year. I was listening to your rant just now, and I was in France last week, rather. And, all the problems that you describe about the United Kingdom, they're there in France. In Lisbon, where I was a few weeks ago, they're still wearing masks. What has happened to the United Kingdom is happening all around the world. I mean, can you imagine what it must have been like? Boris gets elected. He thinks, all I have to do is Brexit. All he has to do. Anyway, we get out of the European Union. Then we're faced with the first pandemic in 100 years and then a war in Ukraine. Things aren't working as they should. But I'll tell you, they're not working the same in other countries in Europe where they're still wearing masks. Nor are they working well in the United States either. No,
very, very good points. And I accept that there are global difficulties that have caused enormous issues for everybody. And inflation is a part of that as well. But when it comes to perception, and these by-election results seem to point to the fact that people have fallen out of the spell of Boris Johnson. He has always been an election winner and a huge asset. Do you think he remains a potential election winner and an asset?
I think he remains a potential election winner. It's very, very interesting, though, the results of those by-elections we've just had. Because one thing happened in both Wakefield and Tiverton and Honiton, which generally doesn't happen in by-elections. And that is, instead of Conservative voters switching to Labour or switching and voting Liberal Democrat, they simply stayed at home, which is interesting. The Labour vote in Wakefield actually fell from 28% to 20%. And in Tiverton and Honiton, the Lib Dem vote only went up by 4%, even though there was a deal, an electoral pact, in both those by-elections between the Lib Dems and the Labour Party. They went up by about 4%. But you know what? The Conservative voters stayed at home. There were 20,000 stayed at home. We've got to convince them between now and the next general election not to stay at home.
I was going to say, Michael, Tory voters' apathy is hardly a badge of honour, is it?
No, it's not. Of course it's not. But of course, at a by-election, you're not changing the government. I mean, I well remember a much, much bigger swing in mid-Staffordshire way back in 1990, a 21% swing to Labour. And in 1992, I won it back from the Labour Party, despite those swings. So all I'm saying is, Corporal Jones would say to Captain Mannering, don't panic, don't panic. We've seen it all before.
Michael Fabricant, thank you very much indeed. Conservative MP for Lichfield in Staffordshire.